Well, more and more New Mexicans are struggling to feed themselves and their families, and any setback can leave a family wondering where their next meal is coming from or how they will clothe themselves. Last year, the Storehouse provided 2 million meals and 40,000 articles of clothing, and the demand continues to grow, folks. And joining me this morning with more information about the Storehouse is Chief Executive Officer Nina Johnson. Nina, welcome back.
Thank you very much for
yes,
having me back.
absolutely. Always
Really
a pleasure
appreciate it.
seeing you.
Good to see you,
absolutely.
too.
Well, so what should we know about the hunger situation in New Mexico?
Well, you know, we struggle in New Mexico. We're #1 in hunger for children, and we're #2 in hunger for adults, which means that we serve about 50,000 customers every year, and the number, unfortunately, is growing. We're seeing an increase of about 30% over the last few months.
Over the last few months, 30%.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
And we're only getting colder and colder as,
Right.
as we move
Right.
into the year. Well, so let's talk a little bit about the families that y'all help.
Right. Well, we help anyone who comes to us. So anybody can come, they get registered the same day, and they walk out with groceries because we're a retail shopping experience. And so you can either walk out with groceries or clothes the same day that you come in. There are no barriers between people and food. We don't ask for any kinds of qualifications, data, information. It's simply you come in, you tell us that you need help from us, and we provide that help for you.
And that's great, because a lot of families, they may not know how to get that help,
Right.
like assistance with living. And so being able to break those barriers down, I mean, it's hard enough to have to reach out and ask
Right.
for help as it is.
Right.
So kind of taking that away and making it easier, more of like a retail experience, I
Right.
think is fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, you see more demand for this during the winter and the holidays, right?
Right, we do. We have 2 peak periods. One is in the spring because we have so many kids that are on free breakfast and lunch that in the summer we see a big increase, but especially this time of year we see a huge increase, of course, as people are going into colder weather, so we are always looking for clothes and warm clothing for people, and then also because as you go into the holidays and into the winter months, people need food.
So, so people can bring donations and help y'all out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's great. Well, now as you said earlier, and I think this is a really important distinction, you're not a shelter.
Correct.
So we were talking about the folks can come in and really have a retail experience. But what are the policies and guidelines that the Storehouse has?
The policy and guidelines basically are that anybody who shows up with an ID, that with a picture ID, or with, if you're going to register an entire family, you need your children's birth certificates, so we know how many people are in the family.
Okay.
But you just come in, you register with us, you get in line. We have wonderful volunteers, and most of the Storehouse is run by volunteers that walk you through a grocery store, and you pick the food that you need for your family, the things that your family likes to eat or that your kids might not be allergic to, and then you walk out with our volunteers. We put the food in either on the bus or in your car, and off you go.
That's great to know that you guys have that hands-on experience, because as you said, if you have kids with allergies, and more families are dealing with that.
Right.
I know my cousin, his son, he's allergic to everything.
Right.
So
Right.
being able to have those options is very important. Now, how do folks, as you said, you do take donations.
Yes.
How do you require the food, and how can folks help out on that?
Okay. We would take donations of food anytime that we're open, and we're open from Tuesday through Saturday every week. And people just come, drive up through the back door, bring us food, bring us clothes. It's really a simple process. Of course, we'll take cash donations as well because we need to cover some of our overhead expenses, although we keep our overhead expenses at about 6%, which is incredibly low for a nonprofit. And also, we're having a big event on Saturday. We're having an estate sale.
Okay.
So people can come from 8 until 2 and buy things that have been donated to us that our customers can't use.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And so just real quick, in case anyone missed it, if they want to donate, how do they hit you up?
They hit us up by coming to 106 Broadway, which
Okay.
is where we're located, which is just south of Central on Broadway. And they drive in the back up to the back door, and we have people that will help you unload anything you would like to donate to
Very
us.
simple. And of course, you see folks at the storehouseabq.org online.
Right.
Well, Nina, thank you so much.
Thank you
Again,
so
always a
much.
pleasure seeing you, and you
Good
are
to
welcome
see you.
back to Style anytime.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right.